realized how all of that sounded. So you have to love Postman. Oh my god, I realized things that like I never thought about while filming, and I can really dive deep in actual voices. Hey guys, welcome back to another review to celebrate 2K. I've got the Cemetery Archway. This sold back in 2008 at Sam's Club for a meager $150. That's honestly astonishing to me compared to what sells for that price today. I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace for $140, and then I shipped it off to Jake for him to restore it because it was not in very good condition. Fortunately, it was in salvageable condition with the help of 2 extra fans. I think it had originally one YF200. I could be wrong on that, but I think it only had 1 fan to begin with. And now this one has 3, 2 200s and 1 125. I'll check that. To be honest, I have kind of forgotten. All in all, the total investment on the Cemetery Archway was $350, I want to say, which I don't think is too bad. If you want a new in-box version of this, you're either going to have to know somebody or have a holy grail find on Facebook Marketplace, because on eBay or Mercari, it would be in the upwards of 700 to maybe even 1,000 for this. This one's sold alongside the Organ Dancers. I'll play a video for you right now just for nostalgic purposes. I truly can't believe I am now an owner of the Cemetery Gateway scene. It's completing a very necessary aspect of anyone's collection. You want to have the Cemetery Archway for sure. And now I've got to collect the Organ Dancers and a few others to make sure mine is complete, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. The box is not in great condition, but at least it comes with the original box, because that is a huge possibility that you get a Cemetery Archway, but you do not have the original box. That goes for any old inflatable. The box is still in decent shape, and you can definitely tell you know what it is. It's not horrendous looking. I would do an unboxing of this, but that's kind of already been done for me. Jake shipped it in the box that it was shipped in, and there was really no reason for him to tape it. So I will open it for you right now, but there is not really much to talk about other than just the inflatable being inside. It's in pretty decent shape, I would say, in terms of like fading. It's not too faded. It is noticeable that this has seen some wear. From the pictures that Jake sent me of his completed, project, it looks really, really good. So let's go ahead and begin with the Cemetery Archway. Well, I think the Cemetery Archway really is as good as they say. Everywhere you look, you have something going on. Even down to the foot, there's something to take note of. Jake did a phenomenal job. Huge props to him. His recognition, he deserves all the praise for this, because I would not have a Cemetery Archway if it weren't for him. His work was magnificent. So we'll start over here with the tombstone pillar, if you will, and it pops right back up if I push it down like this. It'll bobble in the wind some, but indicative of a well-inflating, well-taken-care-of Cemetery Archway, this will pop right back up. So I'm really happy with that. I can depend on it. I don't think I'm going to be seeing that lying on the ground or just kind of struggling, to get back up. We'll move over to the ghost behind the Beware or Be Dead tombstone. I expected to have some yellowing on the ghost. I guess that ghost as well. So I expected more yellowing than there is on this inflatable. I'd say there's a little bit more on that bone there. I'll bend down here a little bit to get a better look at this pairing before we move on to the first arch. Now, Jimmy's innovation, early Jimmy, was truly exquisite. What they've done is they've added Velcro to this white part so that it doesn't act as a parachute when wind blows this way. You don't want it to catch. So they've made it to where you can easily, well, somewhat easily, undo this. The top part of this white material is stitched on, so it's only the bottom that is removable, and air will just pass right through there, and it makes it really easy, and you still get the look of the original design. Removing it doesn't actually push it that far back. You can see an opening there. No one's going to be really focusing on that. We'll move on to the Reaper. I didn't notice there was blood on the site. That's something new. From all the videos I've watched on this thing, I didn't pick up on that. The facial expression is really good. You also have 3 lanterns. All of them are visible except the one that the Reaper is above. His cloth that drapes down here kind of conceals it, but it is there. You've got your cemetery font. It looks great. They have reused that look though in other inflatables. Your ghost right there. And then this archway, there's really nothing else new to talk about for that one because we went over all the specs that those two have. Got a couple of bones there, a skull, and as we move back, we will take a look at the mummy, as it is a key component of any cemetery arch, not only for its animation, but because it is typically the first thing to thin. Jake brought this back to life. It couldn't do shit originally. He got it to where it is now fully functioning. It doesn't look, great, but Jake did what he could, and I mean, I love it. I think someone might notice, even the average viewer would probably know something's off about the mummy. However, I'm really pleased with the way it looks, so I'm gonna take the win on that. You've got 3 skulls around the tan part of it. I do like that there's a break from the green. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the green that they chose for the bottom of the cemetery arch, but it is nice, to change the color up a little bit. I'm glad it's just a plain tree and there's no face to it. I think it would have been overkill if they did that. There's so much going on already. It serves as, a nice break from everything. You've got your spider, the mummy, the ghost, that can just serve as a background. The mummy will hang from the spider. I think Jake added this little component to ease the stress. The mummy doesn't weigh a lot. Nevertheless, it's nice for that to be a little bit easier on it. There's so much to this inflatable. It's why it's considered the best of all time. It looks good. You have so many features, a light show, animation, sound. I could go on and on with this inflatable, but I will mention some key details. There are a ton of tether attachments. We'll start with one right here. There should be, yep, one right there. I haven't staked everything down on this inflatable because it would just take too long. Since this is not where I'm leaving it, I'm just gonna do what's required. You have 2 tether attachments here. I have staked both of these down though. And then, of course, this is the original fan. This is where it's located. This is the second fan that Jake added. A tether attachment right here. One at the front. And I think that might be it for all the ground tether attachments. It's possible I'm missing one, but that's definitely most of them. And then the tether attachments that are actually for the tethers themselves are here, there, and then there. And as you may have picked up on, by default, there are no tether attachments in the front, meaning they have sacrificed a little bit of practicality for the overall look and feel of this design. I don't really mind that. However, when there's like a bunch of wind, it will want to lean back. Opening those flaps are vital. You definitely want to be sure you do that. I looked out in the sense that where I'm displaying mine, it's kind of on, a slant, so it will naturally want to lean forward, and then the tethers will just pull it back to an even upright position. That could just be the particular cemetery arch I have. Maybe it's the addition of the 2 fans that just makes it want to, kind of raises it up in the front a little bit. That's why me staking down the front tether attachments for both sides is really important. So far, I've counted 5 zippers. That's not to say there are more, but I've looked a lot on this inflatable, and the first one is behind the tree. So you have 1 there, and then 2 at the back of the main arch, there and there, and then 2 at the front. So with 5 zippers, each zipper is actually quite large. Only the one where the tree is kind of a normal size. All the other ones are like really long. For the rest of the review, I think if I said this was an amazing design would be an understatement. So Jimmy's best design ever. I think this really should be what every inflatable is compared to. Their legacy, for airborne inflatable. I don't know if they'll ever get back to this quality. It's very doubtful. However, with the haunted house this year that released at Sam's Club, there could be, a variant of the cemetery archway that comes in the next couple years. I don't think all the blinking C7s are working, and I want this thing to be firing on all cylinders. So what I'm going to do is make sure it's up to snuff and then release the nighttime review as a separate video. I know it's probably not what you wanted to hear, but I think it's the better call to make. It's a light show and deserves to be seen in its prime. I will also be playing the music in that nighttime review. I didn't want to play the music. I don't know if it gets copyrighted or not, but I didn't want to take any chances. For now, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out. Bye.